Right, hello boys and girls. I'm doing this video to help a few people that I've seen post up and has asked me also what the issue is with these Neos. Now, this is not the Evo, this is the second gen of the Neos. So you had the first gen, which had a separate antenna board, what the antenna is mounted to, and then they brought out this version, which is all on one board, everything is mounted on. Now, one of these gentlemen that I'd spoken to recently said that he was at the field and the Neo would not register with the radio. Someone else suggested, oh, it's all right, it's not a problem, just tap the Neo. Well, here's the thing. If you think of the cost of a Neo and add your Pro Rescue software to it, you're talking nearly £350. You don't spend £350 to have to tap it to make it work properly. Because when you think of how dangerous a helicopter is, it's not a game that I'd personally want to play myself. Now, I'm going to show you what I do with all my Neos. This is the latest one that I've bought, the last of. I was lucky enough to find it in stock. And this is what I do with all Neos. So I use this stuff called conformal coating. Now, what conformal coating is good at doing, it is good at keeping moisture out, keeping down electrical interference, and good at isolating vibration. Yeah. Now, I've already pre-stripped the board down to save messing about, just so you can see what goes on once you get the board out. If you're not happy to do this yourself, then ask someone who is. Don't take it on yourself, because again, it's a lot of money to take apart and get it wrong, and I'm pretty sure Mikado will not honour any warranty once you've interfered with it and broke it yourself. Okay, so once I get it out, I use this stuff. This is isopropyl alcohol. Isopropanol alcohol. It's 99% alcohol. So I have some in a spray bottle, as you can see here. Now, let me adjust this camera a little bit, it's a bit low. So I have some in a spray bottle. So I've already pre-sprayed the board. It evaporates more or less immediately. So I'll spray the whole board, both sides. Take my hairdryer, dry it off. Once it's dried, I then give this bottle a little bit of a shake. Now I'll put in the description the links to buy all of this stuff. Open the bottle and get me a little paintbrush. Yeah. So all you're going to do with this stuff here is carefully paint the whole board, because when it's not initializing, all it means is one of the legs on one of the gyro sensors is fractured. And if you're tapping it and it's working, this could then become an issue that could end up you crashing that machine and probably having a terrible accident you'd rather not be having. Now, what you don't want to do with this stuff, you do not want to get it in any of the ports, okay? You don't want to get it in your sensor port. You don't want to get it in your satellite ports. So you've got to be very careful. And also, do not get it on your antenna plugs either, because you don't want to lose signal from that. So I'll take this stuff and I'll very carefully brush it on everywhere, yeah, covering the whole board. The funny thing is, there was a time when Mikado was doing this with their boards, because the first batch of these types of Neos, where the antenna board was eradicated and it all went to one board, they were actually coated with conformal coating. I don't really know why they stopped doing that, but if you look at the modern ones now, like these, it's a dull board that tells you there's no conformal coating, because when this dries it remains nice and shiny, as you can see here. So carefully brushing it on everywhere. Like I said, be mindful not to get it in your antenna sockets, otherwise you'll be losing signal and you don't want that. I'll now do the same on the other side. So you ain't got to put it on really thick, but just enough to give it a coating. And I dab it into every little nook and cranny and just cover everything like so. And of course, obviously, you don't want to get it on the pins. So again, just be very careful. Mindful as to how you're applying it. I do this with every Neo. I only fly Neo. Now, this application works on all fly barless units of all brands, because I don't know why, but I'm pretty sure most of them you could take apart and open, you will see the board has not been conformal coated. Now, bear in mind, big industries, big electrical industries that make PCBs and that, they conformal coat their boards. Now, you got to understand, also, this is good at heat dissipation. So when you're requiring as much performance and power from a unit this size, they do get a bit warm. Again, this will assist it a lot in maintaining the temperature and not allowing it to get too hot. And I wear gloves because what I don't want is to get static on the board. Hence why you clean it with isopropyl alcohol first, put on your latex gloves before you handle the board, and you're good to go. So now I'm happy with that. I literally just have to leave that for an hour and let it dry. Now, another thing that I do, which again, it's not for everybody, everyone's got their own ways. I'm just on about the ways that I do things that guarantees my Neos don't fail and I do not get issues with brownouts or having to tap the board or any of that nonsense in order for it to work the way the manufacturer intended. Neos don't like vibration, so here's the original Mikado tape that you would normally mount a Neo with, which, yeah, I don't use that. I use this 3M. Now, the 3M tape is a different ball game, yeah? The model number is 9448A. I use this stuff because look at the thickness. So between conformal coating and using this as gyro tape, what you end up with is at least, now I can't quote the figures exactly because it was a while ago that I'd done this, but I worked out when looking at my vibration analyzer after doing 2 flights, one before and one without, I had at least a 25% vibration reduction going through that fly barless unit. Now that is not negligible. Some will say, oh yeah, but the tape's worked, I never had a problem. Maybe you haven't had a problem yet, and God forbid that you do have a problem, because again, what you don't want is for the Neo to fail in flight and God forbid the helicopter land on someone or crash and cost you a fortune to have to rebuild and lose all your electronics because they got writ off in an accident. Nobody wants that. For the sake of a bottle of conformal, a bottle of isopropanol, and a pack of these tapes. Now, I hope that helps you guys, and Yeah, hit the like and share button, and thanks for watching.